I was kind of a creepy kid in high school. Some of you can relate. I remember the day I graduated from high school, this girl who I went to school with for years came up to me and was like, "Hey, Kevin, before you go, I just want to let you know, you ended up actually being a pretty cool guy. When we were younger, we thought for sure you were going to be the school shooter kid." And I have heard that from multiple old classmates of mine, where they all thought that. I remember once in middle school, when I was brand new to this town, I was eating lunch alone in the cafeteria, and this other kid from my class came over and was like, "Hey, Kevin, we all just want to know, like, are you regular weird? Or like school shooter weird?" And to be fair, that's a very fair question to ask. Back in middle school, I was a little bit of column A, little bit of Columbine. To be honest, now look, I'm not proud of that joke. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to step out of the bit for a second and let you know that yes, I know that's a terrible joke, okay? And those of you who didn't laugh at it are correct. Thank you. Now those of you who did laugh at it, thank you very much. The rest of you enjoy heaven, that's all I have to say. Every time there's a school shooting, I feel like video games, they're always the first thing to get blamed, right? They always blame violent video games on school shootings. So if that's true, that violent video games cause school shootings, then my classmates never had anything to worry about, because I am terrible at video games. I don't know how they work. I can't coordinate it. The most recent video game that I even know how to play came out around 1982, so if I was going to attack my school, it would just be, "Hey, Kevin's attacking the school! Oh my God, does he have a gun? No, he's just kind of running around the hallways, eating all the dots. Police are chasing after him, they're dressed as ghosts for some reason. And then he ran out of a door on one side of the school, popped out on the opposite side of the school. You can't stop him. You can't stop this kid." They always say, video games, they're desensitizing our kids to violence, right? They always say that. But you know what? That's not fair to video games, because everything is desensitizing us to violence right now. Movies are violent, television shows are violent. If you want to see things that are really desensitizing kids to violence, don't look at video games. Take a look at board games. There's some weird violence going on in these board games. Operation, I remember playing Operation as a kid. You remember that one? That's the one where you cut open a guy and then just start taking stuff out. With no anesthesia. He felt everything. Every little twitch would hurt him so much his nose would light up, and that's a lot of pain. That's a lot of pain. Board game Clue. You guys ever play Clue? You guys remember the plot of the game Clue? If you don't, the plot of the board game Clue is a guy gets murdered, and then everybody else continues having a party at his house. I've been at parties where I left because a girl started crying too early in the night. These psychopaths are around a dead body, and not one of them was like, "Well, I better get going." They were all just like, "Oh my God, a dead body in the conservatory. What do you say we move this to the ballroom? You like doing some dancing, Colonel? Let's take the secret passageway, all right?" They say that video games are filled with senseless violence, don't they? They always say that senseless violence. They always bring up Call of Duty saying it's filled with senseless violence. But if you think about it, Call of Duty, that's a game where you're a soldier fighting in a war. That is the most senseful violence out there in the world. Like that should be, that makes the most sense of any type of violence. I think it'd be great if that kind of violence only existed in video games, I think we should be making Call of Duty more violent and more realistic, to the point that we don't even need real war anymore. Wouldn't that be great? No more real war. There'd be no more bombs, no more bloodshed, no more dead soldiers. Just Obama and Kim Jong-un playing against each other in the bedroom. A little postmodern warfare right there. That'd be great. Of course, the one downside, of course, would be one day Obama might come on the news and be like, "My fellow Americans, it is with great sadness that I must report that the United States is now officially part of North Korea. Because Michelle made me come downstairs for dinner. Thanks a lot, Michelle." You guys have been great. Enjoy the rest of the show.